Hi, good day and welcome back to Boss Fashions TV. Today I know you are here to learn how to make vintage shirts, how to cut and sew vintage shirt. I know that's why you are here. And as usual, I'm going to walk you through all the process from our body measurement to our additional allowances. Vintage shirts is very simple to make. Already I've cut this thing out and I'm going to explain how I got to this stage. The first thing to do is to decide your folding allowance. My folding allowance is 4.5. That's what I folded in. That is the first thing to do. The second thing is divide your body measurement by 4. It might be your chest measurement, but what I use is the hip measurement. I measure the hip tightly. It's not that too tight. I measure the hip not too tight, and I added 2 inches to it, making 46 inches. That always gives me perfect vintage shirt. So moving on, the 46 inches divided by 4, that gives me 11.5. So that's what I measure here. After my 11.5, the side joining allowance is 1, making 12.5. After the 12.5, the button overlap here, or button overlay, I normally use half quarter, which is what I measure here. That gives us 13/4. That is what I use to cut out the front part. And for the length, I want you to take note of this very well, especially with this method. The length is 31 inches. The length is 31 inches minus half. That will give us 30.5. So you always minus half from your length if you want to cut out the length of the front. That will give us 30.5 inches. And the next thing now is our back piece. The back piece is 46 divided by 4 plus side joining alone. That's why you have this extension here. This is button overlay. So you only add joining side allowance or side joining to the back. So 11.5 plus 1 inch. That gives us 12.5. And for the length, I added 3 inches here. For the backs, I added 3 inches. So that is how I got to this stage. And please, if you have any question, make sure you drop it in the comment section below, because I believe and I know I'm not hiding anything from you. But if anything is not clear to you, just make sure you drop comment for me in the comment section and I will attend to it. So that is how I got to this stage. Now let's proceed. The next thing now is to apply our shoulder. The shoulder now, I'm making use of this back line, or you add this button up overlay to your shoulder measurement. The next thing is our shoulder. The shoulder measurement I'm using is 8.5. So I will just place my 8.5 on this back line, or you add 8, or you add your button overlay to the 8.5. That will give us 9/4. Then 9/4 plus our shoulder joining, that will give us 10. That will give us 9.5/4. Here is it. So you measure the 9.5/4. You take it down. So here is our 9.5/4. I believe you can see the mark very well. From this place you go down by 3 inches. Then our neckline, I'm going to make use of 2.5. And I will, and I will make use of 2.5, then we connect. That is it. So let's cut it out. 2.5 here, because I didn't want the neck to be too open, so that's why I make 2.5. That's why I make use of 2.5 here. Here as well, the down, I'm going to make use of 3 inches. Then just make slants curve like this. It's not like normal button down shirt. I'm going to adjust this bottom part. Just like this. So I will cut this one out. If you are cutting in this way, be careful not to cut your back piece. I will just notch this place, then fold this place over. As you can see, it's just as if I'm joining it. If you have, you can iron it down if you like. You can iron it down, but I'm not going to iron it down, so I will mark it like this. Here as well, I'm going to notch the center of the neck here, and here as well. So I'm going to cut it out this way, just trace. That is all about the neck. The neck is 17 inches. The next thing is an armhole. If you are conversant with my tutorial, I'll be telling you I do not want to give you formula for calculating your armhole. I would rather pick a point. I would rather pick somewhere, construct the armhole first, and measure. If I get my armhole measurement, if I get it, then I will now cut it. The reason is, if you are not using the same ease allowance as mine, it means my formula will never work for you. So whoever who is teaching you formula of how to cut your armhole, the person must tell you the actual body measurement and the ease allowance the person added to it. I hope you get me clearly. Let's say, for example, the normal chest measurement is 40, and I added 2 inches to it to make 42. When you make your own, you now make use of actual body measurement of 40 plus 6 inches ease allowance. The formula will never work for you. That's why I prefer picking a point, construct the armhole to give you the armhole measurements you need. As you know me, on this channel, I don't like giving formula for armhole cutting. But if you want me to give you formula of how I do my own shirts, I can give you right away now. Let's go. Before I explain further, the armhole we are making use of is 22. My formula is, you divide the armhole by 2 minus 1.5. But if you want this formula to work for you, your back extension has to be 3 inches. then your chest ease allowance must be 6 inches. That is how I calculated my vintage shirt. I will come again. My formula for vintage shirt armhole is armhole divided by 2 minus 1.5. But if you want this to work for you, you must make use of 3 inches back extension. Then your actual chest measurement, you must add 6 inches to it. That is when this formula will work for you. But if you don't want to make use of 6 inches chest ease allowance and 3 inches back height, then it's better you pick a point, construct the armhole and measure. If you get your armhole measurement, then you can cut it out. But if you don't get it, it's either you go down and reconstruct, or you go up if the thing is much and reconstruct. I hope I'm clear enough. But if you need more explanation, please drop it in the comment section and I will attend to it. The next thing now is a armhole. I've picked the air already. From my shoulder line, I will come in by 1 inch. Then construct the thing up. Then I will now measure. This one is a side joining, and I will measure from this place. This is 22 inches. I'm going to cut it out. So that is all about how to cut the body of our vintage shirt. Now let's go to the sleeve. I'm going to fold it this way. And make sure you study your fabric. Make sure you study your fabric to know where to use as up and where to use as down. According to this pattern now, this is where we are going to make use as our up side, while this place is going to be at the down side. For me to cut out this, I'm going to divide my armhole by 2. That will give me 11, which is 22 in total. So 11. Okay, let's proceed. Let me cut out one first. The sleeve is 21 and my shoulder is 8.5. So this is my 8.5. I've minus this. So my sleeve will be here plus 2 inches folding. That will be here. So let me measure what I have. I have 15 inches length, and here as well, let me measure the second one, 15 inches. So the total will be 30. Here is the 30 inches. Let me cut it out. Here is our sleeve. Now we are going to come down by 4.5. Then I'm going to connect to this upper side. The sleeve mount is 15 inches. Divided by 2, that will give us 7.5 plus 1. That will give us 15. 8, and that will give us 8.5. That's a but that this is our sleeve. We are going to notch this place. Now, the last part is the collar, and we are going to cut it together now. Already we've calculated our neck to be 17 inches. The 17 inches, out of that 17 inches, we are going to take away 1/4, which is where our collar will start. And this 1 inches will reflect on the other side of the front as well, making 2.5 inches. So we are going to minus that 2.5 inches from the total neck of 17. That will give us 14.5. Our collar will be 14.5 for us to have perfect collar. So let me quickly fold it now. We can use this. Then the wideness is going to be 3. I don't want it too wide. Let me mark it out. So 14.5 is our collar, plus ½ inch joining here and ½ inch joining on the other end. That will give us 15.5. So let's cut it out before we shape the collar. By now, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please make sure you subscribe. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section below. Already we've decided the wideness of the collar to be 3, and at the tip here we are making use of ½ as well. So at this ½ now, we are going to add ½ inch to join it to the body. That will give us 1.5 So then we are going to connect it this way, like this, and here I'm going to slant it a bit. That is it. We've come to the end of today's tutorial. Like I said, if you have any question, make sure you drop it in the comment section for me. Thanks so much. See you in the next tutorial.